What's up, guys? Well, we have found ourselves in Nashville with a damn dumbass trooper, and turns out he works for Solaren. If you don't know who Solaren is, we're going to watch a little video after this one to kind of give you an idea of who Solaren is. Feel free to go look them up. They will literally give anybody, they'll say they investigate, they do background, they don't do none of that, or they know who they were hiring. They give people shirts that say police on them that have never even, and are not police officers. Anyway, right now we're with this trooper, and then we'll fast forward here in a little bit. Also, like 87% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. Click the button and we'll move along. Nashville, Solaren, here we go.
That Tennessee trooper is now under investigation for slamming someone to the ground. You saw it while off duty. Thanks for joining us.
I don't know why they started like this, because this is the very beginning and they haven't showed you anything yet.
6, I'm Rory Johnston.
And I'm Carrie Sharp. Someone nearby captured what happened on camera, but now we are learning the trooper was working for the Nashville security company Solaren Risk Management when all of this went down.
Might be a
You notice it's a security company, but the patches say police.
familiar name. News Channel 5 investigates reporter Levi Ismail. Following this, and I know you spoke with Solaren's CEO just a little while ago. What do you have to say?
You know, CEO Jack Bird told me that he's cooperating with Tennessee Highway Patrol and their investigation, but he's also concerned about what he saw in the video. He knows his security guards have been scrutinized in the past over their actions, and the consequences have been costly. 3 seconds into the video, and we see this. A Tennessee state trooper slammed a man to the ground who, seconds later, appeared motionless. We can't tell what's being said, but the person who posted this video last week wrote, quote,
Guy kicked the state trooper's car, didn't know it was a state trooper until he got out of the car. Definitely fun to watch in real life. It's not fun to watch. It's total bullshit. And if he is off duty, why is he in his uniform that taxpayers pay for? Why does he have that taxpayer gun on his side if he's working private security?
the guy kicked the state trooper's car, didn't know it was a state trooper until he got out of the car. The man came to as a Metro Nashville police
Notice he didn't read the rest of it.
officer pulled up, but by then, the trooper was already on his way. News Channel 5 Investigates has now learned that the trooper is under investigation by the Tennessee Highway Patrol. We don't know the trooper's name, but we do know he was working off duty at the time in full uniform.
Yeah, you notice they're showing security. That's not actually Solaren.
For the Nashville private security company Solaren Risk Management, which could explain why this man and the people nearby seemed surprised to see a trooper climb out of that white unmarked truck.
A lot of times,
Yeah, because troopers don't do anything but drive up and down the interstate and write a bunch of fucking tickets.
we would have them wear their department issued uniform
And this is the Solaren guy. He is totally full of bullshit.
when we can, and that's the bulk of those are the Highway Patrol, and they wear their uniform anyways.
Solaren CEO Jack Bird told us a few weeks back that he would rather his guards wear their department-issued uniforms if it meant full transparency and accountability over whether they were...
No. When they're getting paid privately, they wear private. No, they don't wear their shit that taxpayers are paying for. No, they wear... If you're security, it should say security on it. No, that's total bullshit too.
law enforcement or not. This was after years of complaints over guards allegedly using excessive force, and ultimately Solaren being issued a $64,000 fine over guards posing as police. Bird said at the time he's made the changes to their patches so they're more compliant with the laws.
If there is a standard, if there is a rule or a law, we will comply with it. But
They won't. They'll bend it as far as they can. Right before they break it, they'll try and figure it out.
you have to be able to tell us what that is. Not just your interpretation, but what does that look like on the implementation side?
Troopers are allowed to wear their uniforms while working private security. Now, it's not clear if the man in this video has been placed on leave, but Bird told us today he's concerned by what he saw. He says that they are cooperating with the state investigation while running an investigation of their own. It may have only been seconds, but what happened now has both the state and Solaren in search of answers. The Post Commission that regulates law enforcement in the state
Peace officer standards and training, they're supposed to actually be the prime example of police officer standard and training. That's their whole job. And they don't care.
asked us to direct all questions to Bird and Solaren. This is a developing story, of course, so we'll make sure to share details as we learn more. With News Channel 5 Investigates, I'm Levi Ismail.
Thank you, whoever you are. Let's go to the... Just for a second. Under investigation versus being arrested. Typical. Exactly. After Tennessee Highway Patrol has been investigated for 700 and counting false DUI arrests, they're still under investigation for this. Yeah, exactly. I just did that. Well, at least the trooper didn't charge a sober guy driving DUI. Yes. They think they're above the law. The trooper should be fired and thrown in prison. Yes, absolutely so. You want to know who Solaren is? Here's Solaren. Give you a 3-minute idea.
Allegations, rather, of forged documents raised a lot of questions and left attorneys scrambling on Thursday. That's when a former police chief said he had no idea how his signature landed on some of the training documents for Solaren Risk Management.
Well, my guess is they went through some training. Solaren paid you a bunch of money and you signed some paperwork.
News Channel 5 investigative reporter Levi Ismail has been at a hearing all week where that security company is accused of posing as police, now fights to keep its license.
We're still in the middle of finding facts ourselves, but I just want to make it transparent.
Solaren CEO Jack Bird barely sat down before asking the court to address what raised eyebrows and stopped everything the day before.
Yesterday, several pieces of documentation were presented, and their authenticity is in more than question at this point.
On Thursday, former Millersville Police Chief Melvin Brown was handed a stack of certificates and at first acknowledged that it appeared to be his signature at the bottom. But things changed when he realized the training form was from 2024, but it's dated 2022.
I certainly wouldn't have filled out 2024 forms in 22 and 23, so for me...
Well, they probably handed you a bunch of papers and you just signed them and didn't read nothing.
Beyond any doubt, I didn't fill these forms out.
Bird's attorney scrambled to understand what just happened, but Bird said he too wanted answers.
That we will pursue this. We are contacting law enforcement today. We're going to request an investigation.
State attorneys appear to argue that if these records are in question, then maybe others are as well. And these are some of the same credentials Solaren has used to justify armed guards wearing a law enforcement patch.
I want to get to the bottom of it. It is our goal to always strive to make sure that our records, their records that they submit to us, are accurate.
Bird has been accused of going against state rules by knowingly deploying security guards in police patches, but much of his testimony has been about what he's done to be more transparent. That included hiring compliance officers and creating different versions of his patch to apply to more guards.
I wanted to be proactive. If you are uncomfortable with the word police, because you work for a sheriff's office.
No, you're uncomfortable with the word police because you're not a sworn law enforcement officer, or you don't like having deputy sheriff on your patch because you're not sworn law enforcement. They'll say, oh, well, deputies aren't law enforcement. They're all fucking law enforcement. And then you become a deputy or you become a police officer. And if you want to be a police officer, then you go to the next academy trooper school, you become a trooper. That's how they work. They're all law enforcement, and there's different names for it. But if you're not law enforcement, have never been law enforcement, you shouldn't be wearing a shirt or a jacket or a patch that says law enforcement. Because particularly at night on these streets, when there's all these bars and shit, and some shit goes down, and they turn around and they're like, hey, police right there, come up. And they don't know their ass from a fucking hole in the ground because they've never been in law enforcement. No. How about impersonating law enforcement? Can we start there?
Or you're retired from a sheriff's office. By all means, let's get them a sheriff's office retired or sheriff's office off-duty patch.
The Post Commission that regulates law enforcement...
No, let's not. Let's get them a fucking security patch, because that's what they are. And look at this one. What's he catching? A fucking donut somebody brings out the door?
In the state say the law is clear. Only full-time post-certified law enforcement can identify as law enforcement
Yes, and you have a postcard. Police officer standard and training. You should have a postcard in your wallet.
Outside their jurisdiction. Bird maintains that the guards wearing his law enforcement patches have an exemption to do so because they have law enforcement credentials or at least experience. He went one file after another, stopping at certain points to verify their authenticity.
I was there. I witnessed it.
But even after hours of testimony, Bird's message to the state was no different today than it has been in the past.
What are the rules of the game? We want to play the game.
The rules of the game are, if you're not post-certified, you can't wear a uniform making people think that you're sworn law enforcement. You can't do that. That's the end. ... Put security on your shit and call it a day.
We want to win. Help us win. The only way to win is know the rules.
With News Channel 5 Investigates, I'm Levi Ismail.
Levi, thanks. Judge Claudia Padfield will now decide if Solaren violated state rules. If that's the case, they could have their license revoked and also pay a fine. Allegations rather of
pay a fine. See if there's any comments. I probably got comments turned off on it. The CEO sounds like OJ swearing to spend the rest of his life hunting for his wife's killers. Anyway, retired security management. No security guard can pose as a police officer. If not one, exactly. No security officer with any major security service could even think of doing this. Off-duty police are used in security functions, but they are post-certified and have jurisdiction, etc. It's illegal to do this, period. Aside from that, liability is off the charts. People need police that can prosecute crimes. Police that can prosecute crimes. A security officer cannot. I'm not even sure they don't prosecute crimes. Chief Bird, thanks for your service. They're all going to jail. They're not. Is that the same Millersville police chief who has the conspiracy cop? Assistant? Yes. It's funny they're trying to prosecute a security company, but it starts with a Tennessee sheriff, so someone lied. Cops lie constantly. He just showed what an idiot he is by asking what are the rules of the game. He knew from day one when he applied for a company business license. Not sure how it works in Tennessee. Oh Lord, I'm not reading all that. Bam. In Florida, when you apply for a security company license called a B license, you meet with a state license investigator and go over all the paperwork to be turned in. You go to the rules of the game. You say sign, no, the laws are, you can do and what you can't do. They hit hard on 4 things. You are not law enforcement. Exactly. You cannot wear anything that patches that look like a person would misunderstand as law enforcement patches. Exactly. You cannot wear a 7-point star badge reserved for Florida sheriff. Only cannot wear a solid green shirt or pants, or white pants or green pants, also reserved for Florida sheriff only cannot have signs in vehicles and have PA systems, which I don't think they're going that far, but yes. Unusual suspects want to be cops and cops, yes. Dimwit. Anyway, yes, Mr. Jack don't know how it goes, apparently, because he doesn't care. He'll bend the rules as far as he can till they absolutely break, and then he'll say, I didn't know. Anyway, that's where we're at with this one. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Also, again, like 87% of people watch these videos are not subscribed to their channel. Click the button, we'll move along. Let me know what you think about this one, and I'm out.